In this video, you will learn how to set the foundation tubes for your polytunnel using anchor plates or concrete. Setting the foundation tubes is an essential part of constructing your polytunnel. It's important to remember that all your foundation tubes should be in line, evenly spaced, and consistent in height. Taking your time to set the foundation tubes correctly will ultimately lead to a more robust polytunnel that performs well and looks good. Take all measurements from tube centers. The foundation tubes are 75 centimeters long and produced from 50.8 mm diameter tubes with a swaged end to allow the main hoop to slot over. The swaged end of the foundation tubes will be protruding out of the ground when set. Ideally, a second pair of hands will be helpful. To get started, we're first going to measure and position the foundation tubes of the four corners of your 20-foot wide polytunnel. At this stage, don't push them in too far, as we will be removing them. Based on where you have chosen to construct your polytunnel, choose a corner and position the first corner foundation tube. If the ground is hard, be sure to protect the swaged end of the foundation tube if hammering the tube in place. From the center of the first foundation tube, measure the length of your polytunnel, i.e. 42 foot, 48 foot, 54 foot, etc. In this video, we are constructing a 20 foot wide by 36 foot long polytunnel. Push a foundation tube into the ground in the position where your structure ends. You have now temporarily positioned two corners. It is essential to ensure that the base is set square when setting the corner foundation tubes of your polytunnel. This can be achieved by ensuring that both diagonal measurements, from corner to corner, are equal. This measurement differs for each size of polytunnel. We have listed the diagonal values for each polytunnel length within our construction booklets. Measurements provided have been taken from tube centers. We also have a polytunnel diagonal calculator available online that calculates this important length. Please visit firsttunnels.co.uk/diagonal. Use a surveyor's tape for measuring the diagonal and a conventional measuring tape for the polytunnel width of 20 foot. Using these in tandem will determine the position of the third foundation tube. The diagonal value for the 20 foot wide by 36 foot long structure is 12.55 meters. Repeat this procedure at the other end and position the final corner foundation tube. Finally, measure the length between the third and fourth corner to ensure it equals the length of your polytunnel, in this instance 36 foot. Now is the opportunity to check that the site is level. A slope along its length is not an issue. However, if the site slopes across the 20-foot width, then accommodating this slope can be addressed by setting the foundation tubes into their final position by elevating them out of the ground. Checking the degree of slope can be achieved by running a taut string line from the base of a corner foundation tube to its corresponding corner tube across the 20-foot width. A spirit level can be delicately placed on the string to determine the slope. If a slope exists, then we recommend beginning fitting the foundation tubes on the side that is higher. Measure around the foundation tube approximately 50 centimeters wide. Remove the foundation tube and excavate a 50 centimeter square and 60 centimeter deep hole. Reposition the foundation tube using the method demonstrated earlier. The base of the hole can be used to hold the foundation tube in place. Knock the tube into the base of the hole using a mallet or lump hammer. Protect the swaged end using a piece of timber. The tube should be set so that the base of the swage is at ground level. You may be required to add back a little extra soil to accommodate this. Depending on your choice when purchasing the polytunnel, the foundation tubes are secured in place using anchor plates or concrete. First, we'll demonstrate the anchor plate method. Bolt a tube clamp to the bottom of the foundation tube using a 13 mm spanner. Slide an anchor plate down the foundation tube to meet the clamp and then bolt another tube clamp on top. Now you can backfill the hole whilst packing the soil as you go. Repeat this process at the opposite corner on the same side. We'll now demonstrate the method when using concrete. Using the method described earlier, to position the tube, fit a tube clamp approximately halfway. The clamp prevents the unlikely instance of the tube sliding out of the concrete block. We suggest using concrete that is 1 part cement and 5 part aggregate. We also recommend postcrete. This ready-made mix is supplied in 20 kilogram bags. Requires no mixing. You simply add water. Approximately 3 bags per hole will be required. Now we've secured the 2 corner foundations. You can use a string line to measure the position of the intermediate foundations and excavate the holes. The intermediate tubes should be set at 6-foot spacing. Secure the foundations in place as described earlier. However, use a taut string line to ensure that the foundation tubes are consistent in height and in line. Now we are ready to repeat on the opposite side. If the site has a slope, we can set the foundations higher to create a level width. We suggest that the height raised is no more than 25 centimeters, as you require enough tube to be secured in the ground. We can supply longer foundation tubes if required.